Hello, viewers. So, Peter Obi has finally spoken concerning the Supreme Court judgment on the 2023 presidential election. And according to him, the Supreme Court failed Nigerians by ignoring the rigging and identity theft and other evidences that was presented before them by going ahead to uphold Tinubu's presidency. So, this is what he said during the World Press Conference that he had in Abuja. He said that the Supreme Court failed Nigerians that ignored all the evidence that was presented before them and went ahead to uphold Tinubu's illegitimacy. And also, he charged Nigerians not to give up, saying that the Labour Party is now officially an opposition party and they will remain so until we are able to get a better Nigeria. I'll be giving us updates on this and more. But before I go into details on this, I would like us to please well to like this video and also please well to subscribe to our channel if you're yet to subscribe so you will get updates whenever we post a new video. See the way this newspaper here reported what he said. They said the Supreme Court ignored rigging and identity theft. Peter Obi rejects Apex Court's judgment. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has rejected the Supreme Court verdict upholding the election of Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress (APC). Obi, in a World Press Conference on Monday, said the Supreme Court ignored rigging, identity theft, forgery and perjury in its judgment. He said, setting legal issues aside, the Supreme Court exhibited a disturbing aversion to public opinion just as it abandoned its responsibility as a court of law and policy. It is therefore with great dismay that I observe that the court's decision contradicts the overwhelming evidence of election rigging, false claim of technical glitch, substantial non-compliance with rules set by INEC itself, as well as matters of perjury, identity theft and forgery that have been brought to light in the course of this election matter. These were hefty allegations that should not be treated with levity. More appalling, the Supreme Court judgment willfully condoned breaches of the Constitution relative to established qualifications and parameters for candidates in presidential elections. With this counterintuitive judgment, the Supreme Court has transferred a heavy moral burden from the courtrooms to our national conscience. Our young democracy is ultimately the main victim and casualty of the courtroom drama. Without equivocation, this judgment amounts to a total breach of the confidence the Nigerian people have in our judiciary. To that extent, it is a show of unreasonable force against the very Nigerian people from whom the power of the Constitution derives. This Supreme Court ruling may represent the state of the law in 2023, but not the present demand for substantive judgment. The judgment meets principles and precepts. Indeed, the rationale and premise of the Supreme Court judgment have become clearer in the light of the deep, revealing and troubling valedictory remarks by Honorable Justice Musa Datijo Mohammed, JSC, on Friday, 27th October 2023. In disagreeing very strongly with the ruling of both the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC) and the Supreme Court on the outcome of the 25th February 2023 presidential election as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), as Democrats who believe in the rule of law will recognize that the Supreme Court is the end stage of the quest for legal closure to the matter. As a party and as candidates, Dati and I have now exhausted all legal and constitutional remedies available to us. However, this end is only another beginning in our quest for the vindication of the hope of the common man for a better country. After all, sovereignty belongs to the people. If only for historical purposes, it behoves us to place our disagreements with and deep reservations about this judgment on public record. We have long been aware of how weak national constitutions have negatively affected our democracy. This year, 2023, has been quite remarkable and revealing. INEC has displayed incompetence in the conduct of its statutory duty. The judiciary has largely acted in defiance of constitutional tenets, precedents, and established ground rules. Political expediency has preceded judicial responsibility. A mechanical application of technicalities has superseded the pursuit of justice and fairness. Both INEC and the Supreme Court, as the referees, respectively shifted the goalposts in the middle of the game. So this is what Peter Obi is saying. He's saying that from the INEC, in their conduct of the 2023 presidential election, they failed Nigerians, and then the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal also failed Nigerians in their judgment, and then the Supreme Court crowned it all through their judgment. And as the highest court in the land, they don't have anything to do at this point in time rather than coming out to say what has happened and to keep on calling on Nigerians to not give up on our nation, that it is possible for us to become better in this nation. Reacting to this on X, this person here said the Supreme Court ignored rigging, identity theft, forgery, perjury, and does not represent the stand of our Constitution. His Excellency Peter Obi, true words spoken by a man of integrity, a gentleman, a criminal can never be my president. Will continue to suffer until we, the masses, do the needful. Nobody is coming to save us but ourselves. Another person here reacted and said, I will dwell on the fact that Mr. Peter Obi said that the Supreme Court just postponed the revolution. Yes, we will come again, and there will be no amount of gang up that can stop the liberation of Nigeria. And this is it. We are not going to give up. We will ensure that we take back our nation at the end of the day. Another person here also reacted and said, there's nothing supreme about Nigeria's Supreme Court. It is just a court full of injustice like appeal courts, and they want us to participate in the coming elections. We are not in a democracy until PVCs are given legitimately to eligible Nigerians. Rigging by thuggery and the electoral body is stopped. We are in a democratic dictatorship. They dictate who wins, not us. And this is it. Indeed, we're in a democratic dictatorship because at the end of the day, we saw what happened during the 2023 presidential elections. The Nigerians trooped out in their mass to vote for their preferred candidate, but at the end of the day, INEC rigged the election and gave Nigerians the person they want to be in power. And then the Supreme Court now has also sealed it. Another person here also reacted and said, Omo, this World Press Conference is a bomb. No room for sugarcoating nothing. All gloves off. The world must be made aware of the realities we face in Nigeria. Another person here also reacted and said it was never a valid judgment. The judiciary is simply a house of criminals. And this is it. Indeed, it was never a valid judgment because we saw all what they did in their judgment. Another person here also reacted and said, truth does not require oratory skills to speak well. 1. It is not that Peter Obi speaks well, it is that he speaks the truth. Anyone that speaks the truth speaks well because truth has no error. 2. Most Nigerian politicians don't speak well, not because they can't speak well. Many of them are better in oratory skills than Peter Obi. They don't speak well because they don't speak the truth. 3. Peter Obi remains unique and exemplary, and the only known politician as at today with the capacity to lead Nigeria in the paradigm shift it earnestly yearns for. 4. May God grant that that day comes to pass sooner than well-meaning Nigerians imagine. And this is it. We'll say a big amen to this, that at the end of the day, this will come to pass even faster than Nigerians, especially those who have given up at this point in time, are expecting it to happen. Another person here also reacted and said, that was my pain. They also absolved INEC of any wrongdoing, giving them more power to further do wrong. And this is it. Indeed, they never faulted INEC for anything. From the conduct of their election, that it was obvious that they actually flaunted their own rule. The Supreme Court did not say anything about it. They allowed it as though it is now normal in Nigeria. Also reacting to this person here said those expecting congratulations from Obi should look elsewhere. And this is it. It's impossible for him to congratulate him because he has already said it that he is not his president. And from what he also said in the World Press Conference, it is impossible. It just shows that it is impossible for Peter Obi and even Dati Baba Ahmed to congratulate Tinubu as his people have been clamoring for. Another person here also reacted and said the Supreme Court plus the Appeal Court, those judges who sat on the PEP's case are crooks who need to be dealt with one way or another. This person here also reacted and said just to ensure that one man is affirmed to sit in Aso Stone, the constitution was turned upside down. Look at the number of House of Representatives removed by the appeal court based on forgeries, but Ogbologbo in charge of CSUs, the more you look, the less you see, was affirmed. And this is it. Just because the Supreme Court was fighting to ensure that he remained in Aso Rock, they had to break our constitution. They had to ignore the law of the land just to ensure that he remains in power. Another person here also reacted and said, Appeal and Supreme Court of Nigeria. 1. Corrupt and fraudulent purchasable judicial bandits. 2. Criminal establishments confirming criminals, fraudsters, looters, election riggers, identity theft, merchants, and drug pushers. The problem is not the Supreme Court. I am an obedient even till today, and I will always support the character for good governance and true democracy. For me, our constitution is faulty. Without referendum, it will only take a miracle for us to see this change. We indeed try. So this is it. This is what this person is saying. But I also believe that if the Supreme Court were able to follow the law that we already have, they would have done the right thing. But no, they abandoned it. So even if you keep creating more laws, they will keep breaking it because they're not law-abiding people just the way they are meant to be. They have the law, but they go ahead to give anything they want to give as their judgment based on technicality. This person here also reacted and said there are facts in the public domain. Everyone knows a certificate forger, an identity criminal, dual citizenship owner. We know we won't forget. And this is it. Everyone know what the INEC and even the Supreme Court did to Nigeria in their judgment. Another person here also reacted and said, Peter Obi, an upright man, keep it up. Nemesis will surely catch up with them. They intentionally ignored all evidence. God will not forgive the enemies of this country. Truly and totally, the court at all stages, their reputations, the whole institutions are all in shambles, have completely collapsed, absolutely nothing to write home about. Failures indeed has a face. It's the Nigerian judiciary, and this is it. Our Nigerian judiciary has indeed collapsed to the extent that it's now a place where anything can go. It's now a place where you can purchase your judgment and they will do it to your own favor. This person here also said, this is the man we all voted for, and this is it. We all know who Nigerians trooped out in their mass during the February 25th presidential election to vote for, yet his mandate was stolen. Another person here also reacted and said, Supreme Court has destroyed the confidence Nigerians have on the judiciary. And this is it. They have indeed destroyed the confidence the Nigerians had on the judiciary. And Nigerians were actually expecting that they will use this particular case to regain their faith. They will use it to restore how Nigerians perceive them. But yet they failed. And now Nigerians don't even have any atom of belief or trust in the Supreme Court. Also, Peter Obi has also charged Nigerians that at this point in time, even though the Supreme Court failed Nigerians, that Nigerians should not give up, that well-meaning Nigerians will keep fighting until we get back this mandate. And he said that now Labour Party is now officially an opposition party that will fight to ensure that we bring back the Nigeria that we all envision, the Nigeria that everything good can thrive on. And this is what he said as reported by this person. He said, I assure all Nigerians that this is not the end. A new and prosperous Nigeria is not an event, it is not a destination, it is a journey. I will not give up on the quest for a Nigeria that is founded on character, competence, integrity, compassion, rule of law. His Excellency Peter Obi while speaking at the World Press Conference. So this is what Peter Obi said. He said that a new Nigeria is still possible and Nigerians, especially well-meaning Nigerians, should not give up at this point in time because we are still going to get back our nation. And this is it. This is one thing that we know, that it might delay, but we will still get back our nation regardless of how hard these people are fighting to remain in power, regardless of how hard they are fighting to continue at the detriment of Nigerians. And like what he said that he wants to build a leadership that is found on character, competence, integrity, compassion, rule of law, and we all know that all of these are actually missing from this current administration. And reacting to what he said here, this person said, this is just the beginning, and this is it. Nigerians, we are not giving up. We ensure we'll fight and get that new Nigeria that we all want. And that person here also reacted and said, we are following you to wherever you are going, sir. You are the man of the people. Even Agbadorian cannot deny that. Another person here also reacted and said, my president have spoken and I am obedient. My president, any Agbado own, na for Agbado, but His Excellency Peter Obi is my own president. Come rain, come shine, and we are fully behind you. Another person here said, courage personified. This person here reacted and said, our president has spoken. Everyone must listen, but the revolution will be timely. This person here said. Another person here also reacted and said, this is spoken with courage and at the same time daring the opposition that they can't have their cake and eat it. He is a man of character, resilience, and hopeful. And this is it. He is indeed a man of character, a man that Nigerians trust to give us that new Nigeria that we envision. Another person here also reacted and said, a luta continua until a better Nigeria is achieved. You have the support of majority of well-meaning Nigerians, apt and profound. We are officially in the opposition and they will test what opposition is like. They will wish they hadn't stolen the mandate. We are glad we went out February 25, 2023 and voted for a man of competence, capacity, integrity, honesty, intelligence, and empathy, not a criminal, mandate thief, certificate forger, and drug king. A luta continua. Another person here said, no giving up until a new Nigeria of our dream is restored. That's my president. Peter Obi is God sent to us. Olusegun Obasanjo was right about him when he said only Peter Obi can bring Nigeria out of the current quagmire. A man of honor doesn't beg for attention. A man of wisdom doesn't beg people to listen to him. He's always respected. We are with you, my beloved Mr. President, till we get back our country, Nigeria. We must stand together for as long our journey on earth remains in the hands of God Almighty. In my lifetime, I will see you become the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, God willing. And we say amen to this, that at the end of the day, we will be able to get that new Nigeria that we are all envisioning for. Another person here also reacted and said, now this man make we no craze burn the country aground. I love his politics. Nigeria is ours. We'll make it work. God bless Peter Obi. God bless Nigeria. Another person here also reacted and said, I am not giving up too. A Nigeria where justice and equity thrives is possible. I am standing with His Excellency Peter Obi. Brace up. It's going to be a long journey. We shall win. The man that in reality won the 2023 general election, but INEC and hostage takers subverted the will of the masses. They even marched on the constitution to accept forgery, perjury, thuggery, narcotics peddling, and 8,000 blood polling unit results. Shameful. And this is it. It's indeed shameful that the judiciary had to bring themselves solo just because they want to authenticate the win of a certificate forger when Nigerians were out there saying that we didn't vote for this person when it is clear that he did not win the 2023 presidential election. But because they are giving the mandate to the highest bidder, they failed Nigerians and left him as the leader of the nation. But like Peter Obi just said, we are not going to give up. We ensure that we take back our nation from them. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do well to share your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Please do well to like this video, and please do well to subscribe to our channel if you are yet to subscribe, so you'll get updates whenever we post a new video.